Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra. I just hope that you have your breakfast, your coffee, because you wouldn't want to miss this. And I know a lot of you will want to, contribute to what we have for you this morning. Are family values dying in our society today? And that's the question that we are asking, and hence for our interaction with you this morning. So today, on our phone interaction with you is a conversation that is close to home, literally. Family values dying in society. And it's social media playing a silent role in that decline, which I know, like I said earlier, a lot of times, social media has come and changed a lot of things that we know back then, like 20 years ago. It's not the same anymore, because definitely, technologies are coming into existence, innovations, and what have you. So definitely a lot of things has changed. Even the content that we used to see on TV way back and now is different. So definitely a lot of things people are picking, especially children will be picking some of these things, and it changes the value that and the moral values that parents have instilled on their children. Well, so from social media trends that challenges a tradition to family dinners replaced by endless scrolling, has technology brought us closer together or pushed us further apart? And so we want to hear from you today. Are we witnessing the erosion of the values that once held our families strong, or are we simply evolving with the times, like with the trends? Because a lot of times, I've seen even where families do content together, which somehow to an extent is interesting to see family coming together to create something. And some family actually resonates with what they see. You see a husband and a wife taking people through how they live their lives. It has become their job for the day, and they bring their children along. And even though sometimes behind the scene you may not know what is actually happening, because there's a charade that people put out there that, oh, we are fine, but at the end of the day they are not. A lot of people tend to camouflage, so we want to hear from you, our viewer right now watching us. Do you agree that family values are dying in our society due to the kind of things that children see on social media, or should I say media as a whole? Because when we say media, we're talking about, it could be they're hearing from radio, it could be from songs, they could pick some things, it could be from movies, it could be from social media trends like TikTok trends. All platforms do trends. One trend from a platform can go across. Exactly. So you see the same songs people are vibing to, but at the same time there is something that is missing, the moral value, because you see the kind of clothes they wear, you see the kind of things they post. A lot of children will grow up to see that person as a role model, and they tend to do the same thing they see that person doing. So they'll forget whatever values their families have given them. Cover your body, this is how you talk, this is how you respect your parents, how you approach people that you don't even know. These are things that we know that our families have taught us growing up. Yeah. But now social media is changing all that. You see children now talking to their parents without any respect.
Even for
because
content.
They are learning from what they are seeing on social media. And even the dressing sense. In this era, we still have children that think they are smart. They will dress in their full clothes, but underneath, they are actually hiding something that when they leave the house, they remove what they are wearing for parents to see that, oh, they are covered. You leave the house covered, but you can find them an hour later, maybe in a place where you won't even recognize that that's your child.
Well, I can't say social media have done more harm than good. I think it's a 50-50 thing. There are positive impacts, but right now, in this our era, I think social media have more of negative impacts to our youth than the negative than the positive impact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the only positive impact I think the only positive impact I think it has is connectivity. You understand? One of the major positive impact is connectivity. Families it keeps family connected across distances, and I think access to resources. You have said the other one, shared experiences. They share experiences, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So the negative impact is it's much decreased quality time, comparison and competition between even family members. They do that a lot. Then we have values distortion. Social media can perpetuate conflicting values such as materialism and individualism. Sorry, I think I need to take water.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying. That's something we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Like often,
Yeah.
but it's a thing on social media. You know, social media can expose family members to online harassment.
Well,
So, yeah, we have a
let's
caller.
pick this call because you've mentioned a lot of things that we need to touch on. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller? Okay, do well to call us again. Let's hear your thoughts. If you feel, family values are dying in our society, and what do you think causes that? Do you think is what we see on, our media platforms? Like I said, it could be any of the, media, because we don't want it to be just on social media alone or, social media apps alone that we're talking about. We're talking about generally if this has, reshaped the values that you've taught your children, the moral discipline that you've given your children. If you feel social media has in some way changed that, did it change it in a good way or in a bad way? So that's what we want to hear from you. Well, do well to call us again, and in case you're not able to reach us, do well to send us WhatsApp message on the first number showing on your screen. And if you're not able to call any of the numbers, we'll definitely read out your views and your opinion to the people watching. Well, to me, you touched on cyberbullying, which I feel like you said is one thing that we don't talk about, and is very, very important, because you see people post content that is very educative and it has meaning, but you see people always trying to comment and insultive comments, trying to drag those people down, just to make them feel they have low self-esteem or they are not good enough. And a lot of people fall for that because, there are people that cannot handle such pressure. And especially when it's coming from, comments. And a lot of times people want to go to the comment section because that's where the whole basketball is happening, and they would even forget the content that they are watching.
Like they laugh when people bully people.
Let's pick this call. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Fatima.
Good morning,
Fatima, calling from Maiduguri.
Thank you so much, Fatima, for joining us this morning. How is Maiduguri? I hope there's no flooding in Borno, because it's one state that flooding also happens most of the time.
No, by God's willing, this flooding, they are just saying it on paper, but it will not come here again, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah,
because,
we hope so.
God will have mercy on us. We have seen more than, So, and we pray hard, inshallah, it will not be. And even if it will be in other areas of Nigeria, it will not be like the one that we witnessed in Maiduguri. Because the one that we witnessed in Maiduguri is a disaster.
Yes.
Honestly speaking.
Thank you so much. So go ahead. What's your take on what we are talking about this morning?
About the dying value of our society.
Yes.
It is true. The value of society is dying. And this is happening because we lost direction. Our norms and value of our society we have is very, very weak. But honestly speaking, the parents of nowadays, we are not checkmating our children on what they are doing. If you see the posting that is just going around, something you will just wonder. You will just wonder. These children, they have parents. That's the question that will rightly come to your mind. They have parents, and if they have parents, the parents are they checkmating what they are doing, because honestly speaking, is terrible. It's terrible. You see a child or an underage child, what is posting, it is not good. And if you continue this way, we are destroying the norms and value of our society. Because the norms and value of our society is very, very rich. Our past generation, they have laid a very solid foundation for us to follow. and we are now destroying them gradually.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if you see what they are doing, it is honestly speaking, it is shameful act. It's shameful act, and the worst part of it, the whole world is watching. Because if you are doing this immorality, what are you telling the other society? That's how your society is, and which is wrong. Because our society is very, very rich. You see, our culture, us and our two dominant religion, Islam and Christianity, teach us how to cover ourselves. You see, a lady will just open her body and perfect it. You see, it's terrible. It's terrible, honestly speaking. I'm calling the whole parents. Every parent should be checkmating what their children are doing over phone, because there is so educated things that our children, they will benefit rather than engaging themselves in this, this immorality. We just have to make a great U-turn and desist from all that nonsense. Because it will not help us. It will drag us backwards.
Yeah.
I think what I will try to say here is we should inculcate fear of Allah in the mind of our children, so that they should be behaving morally. That's my take. That's my take. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Fatima, for your contribution. I mean, he spoke about, moral values, and also, a lot of times we talk about moral decadence on our programs, and even, just conversations with friends, families, and whoever cares to listen. And one thing that, catches my attention is when people think of family values, what comes to their mind, are the values still even, should I say, alive, in their homes, and even in the community that they live in, because a lot of things has actually changed, right? And a lot of times people put themselves first, disregarding the people that they are with. In the intro, we talked about you'll be with a family member, but everyone is on their phones. I mean, imagine you going out for a get-together or a dinner with your family, and everyone is on phone.
But everybody is on his phone.
The reason why you see a lot of times, so, some families, when they are going out for dinner, as they are entering the restaurant or wherever they are going to have the dinner, there's a basket where they are putting their phones, so that everyone will keep their phones.
Even in weddings now,
yes.
In weddings, people tend to tell the guests to keep their phones at home, or they have places they keep it has eaten deep into the society.
Yeah.
Another caller, I think.
Yeah, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today? Happy weekend to both of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade.
Thank you. I'll be calling from London.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Yes. Our family value dying. Yes, it's dying, and but it's not dead yet. It's just dying. But my own opinion about this thing is that we cannot. If we were thinking that things will be the same during our time, we are just deceiving ourselves. We are in a Gen Z world now. What the Gen Z knows, we don't know it. You understand? If you see a child of 10, 12 years now, if you handle a phone, what that child will do with the phone, adult can't do it. So this is their world. But there is some value in some families. But it depends on, how you handle it. But all I can say is that the morality area, we should keep on preaching about it in all the religions that are available. We should continue to stress about it. That is the most important. You are still better off in Nigeria, or let me say Africa. No, let me talk about Nigeria. You are still better off. You are in control. For example, now if you get to your mom can shout on you and say, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Then you can't do that in Europe. Once your child is 16 years, she's free. So you can't dictate to her. You can't even know about her. You can't go to doctor, let me know medical of my daughter or my son. They say, no, you are not allowed because she's 16 already, unless you get her permission or get his permission. But in Nigeria, even a child of 30, the mother will still be dictating, say this and that. So we are still trying, but it can't be like our olden days again. We are moving forward. The world has changed totally. It can never be like that again. So that's what I know. But still, parents should still be trying to put that value in their family, in their habit. And some causes by poverty. You know, when there is no money, there is nothing at all. And when the child go to school, secondary school or university, you see our colleagues or his colleagues, what they are doing, the law out to this, law into this. So from there now they go. They disobey their parents because they see alternative. So, but all is by prayer. That's what I believe. God bless Nigeria. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so
Mr.
much,
Ade.
Mr. Ade. God bless Nigeria, certainly. Well, I mean, you've heard from Fatima, we've heard from Mr. Ade, and then we have other callers that we were not able to talk to. But I know that a lot of people will be eager to, share their opinions and contribute to this conversation because Mr. Ade talked about if you give the Gen Z phones, what they will do, definitely a lot of people
Honestly,
cannot
you don't
do
even
it.
know. Some things you don't even know exist in your phone.
Yeah,
Gen Z,
they can actually
approach
yes,
it.
they can easily just do what they, and some trends you and I may not understand what the trend is all about. You just see a video they are doing like this and doing like, you'll be wondering what are they saying plenty food and we are going to eat. So a lot of things that we don't even know what they are, but they understand the language, they understand the code that they are passing to the Gen Zs. You and I can do something and we understand, okay, yeah, this is the millennials, we know what it is. But for Gen Zs, they may not even understand us also as much as we don't understand them. So there's that difference because it's a different generation altogether. But at the same time, we're still talking about how screen time has taken over family time. And he said something about when you're 16 in Europe, your child is free. They can decide to go live on their own. But in Africa, it's not the same.
Not like that.
For us, whether for people that are not married, you can't even leave your parents'
if you're
house.
Married, my sister.
Yes, you can't leave your parents' house. But nowadays we see people actually, even the children coming out to say, I'm leaving, I want to be on my own because I've reached the level where I can actually be on my own. But still, you find people that are still living with their parents even when they are 40, 50, be it a girl, be it a guy, they're still living. And some guys have left and gone back home because they can't.
They left home to feed home, but they found that it's not like really on the other side.
Sometimes it's always nice to have someone that can correct you. Whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whether it's your spouse, it's nice to always find someone that is watching out for you to say, don't do this. Why are you doing this? Why did you do this? This is how this makes me feel.
That's one big lesson that is really underrated, It's very good. And Fatima, one thing that baffles me is that social media compromises family privacy.
Because you tend to put everything on social media.
We have seen a lot of reputable families bringing
their divorces,
their secrets, understand, tearing each other down. I mean, you're my sister and already on social media insulting you, dragging you.
Yeah.
It's so pathetic,
Yeah.
That's it's really, really unfortunate how we found ourselves. And many people is just for content. They see you as a content.
Yes.
You are here tearing each other down, but people are.
I mean, see, that is what the world has turned us into. You are driving, you see yesterday. God forgive me. I was somewhere and I saw a woman just talking. My concern was, is she okay? And at the same time, I know that a lot of people will want to record that same woman and post because they want to go viral.
Breach of privacy.
Yes. So this person is not okay. You can see it. But in my mind, I was like, someone would still record this woman and post. And you can't go close because you don't know how mentally stable the person is to even want to help. Sometimes when you see people vulnerable, you want to help, but you don't know what the situation is like because you can go and it may be the end of you.
Aside that,
so you tend to be scared to even help sometimes. But at the same time, for those that will record, sorry to say, either someone that is insane, roaming on the streets and maybe he's doing something funny and they record and post because they want to go viral. That's why I said a lot of times bad things tend to go viral than even the good. Well, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Fatima.
Mr. Abasekon, where have you been? How have you been? Well done.
I've been missing your program because each time I want to call, I'll just receive sudden visitors. How are you? What up, Kumaya? I've not been hearing, I've not been seeing her, I've not been hearing her voice. And each Saturday, I see you on board, on the platform.
Yeah.
So, I want to appreciate God that you are alive, that Trust TV, they are doing perfectly well. I want to really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate your co-presenter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abasekon.
Family values.
Yeah.
In fact, family values have eaten deep into the life of, let me say, Nigeria. Why? Because those important things that we are needed to be doing, we are no more doing it. You will see a pastor's wife wearing trousers. You will see two women will be sitting in the house gossiping and their children are very much around them. So most of these things are norms that we need to eschew, to throw them off. We start training our children in a way where they are not supposed to be brought up. And the Bible says, train a child in the way he should go, so that when he grows up, he will not depart from them. How are we training our children? You will see some women, they will wear spaghetti. Look at the way you are presenting now. Look at how you are dressed. Does it not show that, yes, you are representing yourself well? Look at your colleague. She's representing herself well. But you see some women, they will sack. See some men, they will sack. Where is the value there? Moral decadence has eaten deep into the society.
Yeah.
And has caused a lot of things to happen that are not supposed to happen. And that is why in the society, we are demarketing ourselves. Thank you this morning. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abasekon. Thank you. Thank you. God bless Nigeria indeed. Well, you know, the people that called so far, from Fatima to Mr. Ade to Abasekon, these are the major callers that we have every morning, except if there's a situation which we are not hoping that it's going to be so, but these are people that you constantly have them calling to say their, opinions and contribute, and they are making vital, points.
I noticed that, Fatima, and their points are always makes sense.
Yes, because they are parents.
It hits
they are parents that have concern, and they are Nigerians that worry and care about Nigeria. Hello, good morning.
Thank you very much. I'm calling from Ghana in Ogun State.
Evangelist.
No. That's all I do is my name.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us from Okene. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Go ahead.
In Ogun State.
Yeah.
In actual fact, if you are looking, I so much appreciate the topic you put on today. It's not the moral value alone, not the value, family value alone that was dying. Even moral value also is dying. So let me put it this way. In this area where I came from, let me first of all talk about the family value. This area where I came from, I remember when we are very small, we always look forward to our holidays.
Yeah.
We are my cousins meet at our hometown. You know your cousins know you. You meet for the holiday. You can ask him. That one has gradually been eroded now. It's dying actually. Secondly, let me put it this way: if somebody dies, the whole family will come around to give the dead a beautiful burial, irrespective of either the man has money or wealthy or not. They will support the children, they will support the children. But now, everybody is on his or her own. Even my father died, I'm excited not to call anybody. If my mother dies, I'm excited not to tell anybody. But then I remember, of course, everywhere they will contribute money to give that dead a beautiful burial. That one is gone now. From there, you'll be able to know your family. That's it. You'll be able to know where your family is. That's it. So something happened to me. You can imagine, when we are talking, somebody brought up a record of 1947 about a burial. Yeah, I was able to look some family that, oh, my family. These were my family, and we are friends in the town. I knew them by their names. Now, coming to moral values, most of us now, we bear different names. In Yoruba, let me say, oh, we are very particular about our family names. Whereby, the name you bear, the name I'm bearing now, I'm about the fifth or sixth generation of bearing that name. But now, others have changed.
Yeah.
What really think everything is the social media. The social media has eroded everything, has done this moral value and social value and family value in us. May God help us. God bless Nigeria.
God bless
Amen.
Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
I love the fact that every caller, after saying what their contributions, they always bless Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel, Nigeria is going to be blessed, it may not be now, because I'm sorry to say this, it's overwhelming to, say even it may not be now. I've always been a supporter of Nigeria is going to be better. Nigeria is going to be better. But the more I see certain situations unfolding, it scares me.
I mean,
I've seen,
yeah.
even what we are discussing, I've seen where people have come out to say they don't want to have children. For some, they even say they don't want to get married. And you'll be like, why would you want to get married? Why would you want to have children? The joy that children bring to, parents and families that have children, for those that have given birth, the joy you see in their faces will make you want to even have a child. It will make you want to even get married. But then a lot of times you see people, and sometimes those people saying they don't want to have children, you see this kind of things we're discussing is their reason.
Yes, of course, and the economy. Yeah.
And sometimes your child may not be your child anymore at a certain stage in life. They go out every day, people change their mindset, they influence them, they push them into things that you don't wish for your child. And at that point, your child is out of control. You may not even be able to control the child anymore. Well, let's pick this last caller before we bring in our guest. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
I think we lost the caller.
Do we still have the caller or we've lost it? Okay, so sorry that we're not able to, connect with you at this point. And I was watching, waiting to see messages. Today I actually wanted to read WhatsApp messages, from people that are not able to talk. Maybe, due to one thing or the other. Maybe they don't have batteries. Maybe they are not in a conducive place to talk. I was actually expecting to see lots of messages today, just so we could read. But instead, we are getting more of calls than even messages at this point. But still, it's, we appreciate you for taking out your time to be part of this conversation, and also for calling, because it means a lot. They are buying these airtimes to call. We appreciate your loyalty. That's what I'll say, because that's why they stick to the Trust TV to watch and gain something from it, and also learn one or two things from the things that we tend to talk to them about. Well, what do you have to say before we wrap up? Because it's time for us to bring in our guest. Do you have anything to say about?
Caller mentioned how social media has really affected the dressings of Nigerians.
About
our culture.
Talking about spaghetti and
yes. Yeah. I think I have one thing that baffles me now. In the 90s, in the early 2000s, Fatima, before you see the neckline of a lady, I think you'll have to take a very long time.
He talked about a pastor's
but you say a married woman wearing bikini on social media now, and another married woman will see her exactly bikini, just
skin tight also.
Then another married woman will see her and it's like, it's nothing. We have seen this person, maybe a public figure, a very big figure.
Men, that's what they want. They want to see their women be like that. But another thing that I've seen wise men because I'll say they are wise at this point. A wise man will say, I don't want my wife to expose herself. You know, our religion doesn't allow us to expose ourselves. So a lot of men don't even want to show their women on social media because they are that jealous and they are that protective.
Yeah.
But a lot of men don't see it as anything. A lot of people, it's like a 50-50 thing for men.
I mean, if you would be on social media and still maintain your morals as a person and maintain your family values, I think it's very harmless. But we have seen good girls, we have seen good boys come to social media
girls and bad boys.
You can see them. You see what is happening in TikTok.
They're everywhere.
You know, that's it. And one thing, when you say something or when you talk or when you like try to comment on something, like they tell you that it's my body. You have no right. You have no right to tell me this and that. And honestly, we think it's nothing actually, but it's actually affecting our younger ones.
You know, before we go, let me just say this. I mean, just I think within this week, I saw where someone saying, gone are the days when, you know, families would sit down watching movies and a father or a mother knows when something is happening, and, you know, they used to forward it so that the children would not see. That's how we grew up, right?
Of course, yeah.
But now it's not like that, because at 15, 16, people know where to go and find dirty stuff online.
Of course.
And parents will not be there. You may be deep
snap of a
asleep.
finger, you get yes.
And when your child is not in front of you, you don't know what they are doing. They can come home, pretend to be all good, but outside,
growing up, your parents will tell you not to meet bad friends. Like, they'll be very cautious of the friends you make.
But
even if you don't have friends now in social media, inside your child's bedroom, he's already gone.
Well, I think at this point we are going to keep dragging, because this conversation is so fun that I don't want it to even end. Well, I know that, you know, a lot of families are watching, and I hope that you've learned and picked one or two things from our callers and also what we've been talking about. And we hope that you're going to be part of your children's life. You're going to create time for you and your family to bond, you know, go for dinners, travel, road trips, and what have you, just so that, you know, you can try and connect with your family and then see where something is lacking. You know, if there's a discipline that maybe you've not done well, you can actually fix it. And also instill the values that you still want your children to have, so that they can pass it on to their generations.
Fatima, one last thing. I commend parents being on social media themselves.
Watching
Follow your children to know what they are doing.
My mom still follows me.
Your child is on Instagram. Please,
my
you
mom
have to
follows
go
me.
to that
my mom
app
is everywhere
like,
on my social
Instagram.
media.
Your child is on TikTok. Download TikTok and follow them.
Yes.
To see their activities.
Create a fake name and just observe what they do.
Observing your kids.
Yes.
This is something most parents don't do.
It takes a lot to actually trust your child, to allow them to be on their own, even on social media platforms, because you never can tell.
Yeah,
so I've seen where
a lot of decent people and children
has gone brothers,
astray.
Fathers have created accounts following their children on social media, just to make sure that they keep an eye to see what their children are doing on social media. Well, let's go in a quick break, because if we keep talking, it's not going to end at this point. We're going to continue this conversation one way or the other. Let's go in a quick break so that we can bring in our guests and, you know, talk about swimming as a life skill and how important it is at this point that, you know, we need people old and young to actually learn. If you don't know how to swim, you need to learn. You know, I'm a victim. After this break.